Hello, welcome to my podcast. This is how excited I am that you are here. Woo! Yes, yes. Okay, so thank you for being here. Clearly, I'm so excited that you're here. So thanks for tuning in. So today I'm going to talk about the importance of speaking your truth and being in your truth, because this is the most important part of especially the beginning of the spiritual awakening, because this muscle will get stronger and it'll be easier for you to live in your truth. But this is so freaking important because it's just such a vital part of it. Because when you're in your truth, you are literally reclaiming so much life force energy, and so much of your soul, your true self, can come in when you're not pretending to be something that you're not, when you're not pretending that, when you're just not wearing any masks. You can be you. You get to be you, which is so amazing and a gift of a lifetime. A gift of a lifetime to be truly you. Okay? So, all right. So what's super important is that you start to build this muscle. Okay? So there are these little things that happen throughout your day that you have the opportunity to speak your truth, what your true self is saying. Okay? So when you're in your truth, you're signaling to your subconscious it's okay to say things. I'm safe to say my innermost self. I'm safe to be my innermost self. Versus like during the dark night of my soul, I was saying and doing things that were completely different than my internal world. So that on the external, I was saying, yeah, sure, like, okay. But on the internal, I was thinking, oh my God, I'm exhausted. I cannot go and do that. Oh my God, I do not want to go and do that. Oh my God, I'm judging these people or whatever. And I don't actually agree with them in this way, but I'm going to pretend that I do just to keep the peace or whatever. So, and what that does is it keeps the peace kind of on the outside a lot of the times, but it's actually this distorted reality. That's not true reality. And what I realized is like that, one podcast in the Know Thyself podcast, I didn't actually watch the whole episode, but I saw a clip of it. And the lady said like one day she realized that she was keeping the peace for everyone around her and they were walking around with ease and calm, but she had this inner war within her, and not speaking her truth allowed other people to walk around with ease and that feeling fine. But there was this war going on in her, and they were able to have peace, but inside her, she couldn't. And so, and I definitely agree with that. During my dark night of the soul, that's what was happening, is like a lot of the people that I was afraid to speak the truth to, I was afraid to speak the truth because I was afraid to lose them. I didn't feel safe in that relationship, and I felt like if I spoke my truth, I'd be abandoned. And so that's why I didn't, because I was afraid. But when you allow yourself to be in your fullest truth and speak it out, it does cause a lot of fear, right? But the truth is that you are safe to speak your fullest truth. Most people watching this podcast and in most situations. And a lot of the time we don't feel safe because we're afraid to lose people. Like usually at the core of it, it depends on the person. But from my experience, it's that fear of abandonment. And so my advice is to speak your truth. Why? Because the people who can't accept your truth shouldn't be in your life anyway. Right? So, because they love this version of you that you're not. It's a fake you. That you're harboring all this stuff inside so that you can be accepted and loved and not abandoned by these people who don't actually know the true you. Your innermost self. Okay? And then once you start to allow yourself, you start to build this muscle of trust and safety in your body, you have so much more life force. So think about it. Like when you're afraid to say something, it causes this life force. Like all of a sudden you're more vulnerable. It opens you up to being exposed and to being hurt. And so you speak your truth, and then that person has the opportunity to react. So they might react in what you might perceive as a negative way or a positive way. Either way, it doesn't really matter. My point is that you meet that version of you in the present moment. Otherwise, you just harbor that version of what could have been inside. So meeting that version of you in the present moment unlocks all this life force. And that's why it can feel very stressful. Because like I've said in previous podcasts, that anxiety is life force. It's life force that wants to move and it wants to alchemize. It wants to change its form. Instead of being dense and fake and anxiety, it wants to be excitement, love, divinity, ecstasy. That's what it wants to be. That's what your soul is. Your soul is love. It's bliss. It's joy. It's ecstasy. It's all those things. So anyway, so yeah, and it's these micro things. It's these micro times that you just agree with someone just to agree with someone, just 'cause it's easier than to be like, oh, that's interesting. And that's the thing is like, you don't have to say like, I disagree with you and start a fight. You can just say like, oh, and then kind of move on or not talk to them anymore about that topic or whatever. Like there's so many ways to go about it while honoring your truth. Okay. And we think that these little micro things aren't affecting us, but they are, because what they're doing is they're signaling to your subconscious, it's not safe to be me. And then how does that manifest? That manifests as bigger things. So it's these small things that you're telling yourself that you need to train yourself to show your subconscious it's safe to be me. It's safe to let my soul in. It's safe to be my innermost self and allow my innermost self to be seen by the world and to be seen by the people around me and to be held in my relationships, to be witnessed. And I saw this quote the other day and it said like, your expansion is directly correlated to your ability to accept truth. And I think that that's so true, because when we're wearing these masks, when deep down we know then you're kind of being fake in all these different ways, when you know that deep down, it weighs on your energy. So there's these layers of density to your nervous system that it's a little bit more dense because you're having to put on this fake front. Versus when you're truly in your truth and you're not afraid to speak your truth, you're not afraid to shine your light and be yourself, all this life force is available to you because your soul's available to come in. And because you've allowed it in. And you allow that spark, because I believe truly that like your energy in your nervous system is similar to your spirit. It's your spirit. And so that's why it is important to allow yourself to feel that stress and to reparent yourself and to say, it's okay. It's okay if this person abandons me. It's okay if this person has a reaction. It's okay if this person misunderstands me. It's okay if this person is angry with me. It's okay if this person doesn't like me. It's okay. Because I am speaking what my innermost self is thinking. And that's allowing my innermost self to be felt in my physical body so that I can be my truest self, my fullest self. And how does that manifest? More life force, more joy, more lightness of being. Why? Because I'm not worried about being a certain version of me. I'm just me. Right? And that's what I'm realizing like so much is like, I think one reason it is so easy for me to be this bundle of joy and love and hope and ecstasy is because I am truly in my truth. I am so in my truth. It's actually insane how much I'm in my truth. There's no masks. I have no masks on. Whereas before I was wearing masks. I'd wear a different one when I was talking to my family. I'd wear a different one when I was talking to my friends. I'd wear a different one when I was being a PA. I'd wear a different one when I was, I just had all these different masks. Okay. And also I had different, my internal world was completely different than what I was saying and doing on the external. Okay. And then when you match those, all of a sudden, all your life force is in one channel. And it's this flowy lightness of being like, it's just you. It's you. You're not pretending to be anything that you're not. You're just you. And it's in those small interactions that cost you the most. And I think being really curious about those is really important. And there's always a way to be honest. Even so, like, of course, there's nuance in like situations where maybe in a business situation you want to be professional or whatever. And so there's nuance there, that's for sure. But you can do it in a way still that honors your truth and honors your soul. Maybe by saying a little less, or maybe by not mentioning one thing. Like, just there's these different ways to honor yourself, your innermost self. And it's kind of scary, especially if your nervous system has never felt safe to be you and to speak your truth and to allow your heart to be shining and your heart to be open and vulnerable to someone lashing out at you, to someone not liking you, to somebody beating you or whatever it is. And so I feel very privileged that my nervous system is this open to being able to change and being able to, be different and see how my family reacts and see how my friends react and see how the world reacts to me. And it's really beautiful because everything aligns perfectly. The things that aren't meant to stay in your life will fall away, and that's okay. And you have to be okay with that if you're on the spiritual journey. And that is the hardest part of the spiritual journey, at least for me so far, is like been grieving a past version of me and past relationships and just being okay with being misunderstood. That's been really hard, but it's been really beautiful too, because it's allowed me to realize that the only person that truly matters understanding me is me, because I can't control anyone's perception of me anyway. So why would I try? And that's the other thing. So when you're wearing masks or you're not being truly truthful with yourself and with the people around you, that's expending a lot of life force energy. So it takes a lot of energy to create all these stories in your head that justify these untruths that you're pretending to be true. And it takes a lot of life force energy to be pretending. And that's why like I said, I have so much life force, is because I'm not pretending. I'm not. Period. And I think one problem that most people have, I'm guessing, is that I think a lot of people are so disconnected from their truth that they don't know what their truth is. And so some tools I can recommend you are going to be just really getting to know yourself. Journaling is going to be huge for you. Journal and let yourself journal everything. I remember when I first started journaling after my dark night of the soul, I felt bad writing some of the things that I wrote, because like I just felt really bad to have these thoughts about people. And so I just felt really bad about like what I was writing, because I felt like it was quote unquote mean. But it was really what was truly what I was thinking. And it allowed me to see it on paper and to see it, and it made it more dense. It made it more real. And so that's what I mean. Like, so the more real so your thoughts are very light. And then when you write something down, it becomes more dense. But then when you speak it, it's even denser. And then when you speak it to someone else and another conscious being is able to witness it, it's even denser. And that's why it creates a lot of stress. But anywho, my point is get to know yourself. First of all, maybe you're not even aware of your internal world because you're so lost in the thoughts. Put it down on paper. Okay. Another thing, therapy. Obviously, therapy is huge. I mean, I cannot understate therapy enough. Get into therapy. Everyone should be in therapy, literally. Also, Kundalini yoga. I don't know what it is about Kundalini yoga. I think it's because you get really aware of your nervous system. So you in Kundalini, you hold these weird poses for like a long time. So you have to train your nervous system to like be okay with holding your arm out for like 13 minutes and going like this. And you just kind of get used to like, this is what stress feels like, and I'm okay with it. And you get comfortable with that. And then you have these blissful experiences because you stress your body so much, and then you lay and you like relax and you have these like blissful, like ecstatic experience. And so your nervous system, you get really aware of, this is stress, this is bliss and relaxation. So I think truly what's happening in Kundalini is you're becoming aware of your internal landscape. Because like in the past, I didn't know what bad, dense energy felt like. I just knew it. I was just lost in it. But now I can feel it in my body when I'm like, okay, I actually don't like this situation. I actually don't like talking to this person anymore. I'm like ready to stop talking to them. I'm ready to leave the situation. Where in the past, I would just keep going to be nice or just because I didn't know. I didn't know. I wasn't tapped in enough to know, like, okay, my body's saying no. My body's saying leave. My body's saying I don't like this. Okay, so my point is doing things like Kundalini, and also in the esoteric texts, the yogis that the ancient wisdom, they talk about this as the Satnam, the truth of the identity or truth of the soul, and they talk about that in Kundalini, how you can become one with the truth of your soul. And again, I think it is because you become so aware of your internal landscape. You become so aware of what feels good and what doesn't. What's your truth? Because I think your brain is so powerful, it can convince you that that you're in your truth, but your body says otherwise. Kundalini, it becomes too obvious once you've awakened all that. It becomes too obvious the resistance there is in the body. So anyway, and I started noticing that right when I started meditating. I started noticing like, oh, I have resistance to this person, or I have the resistance to this situation. And oh, I actually don't want to be in this relationship that I've been in for 10 years anymore. Like, I don't know, you just become more aware of your internal landscape when you are meditating, but then yoga, a yoga practice is really good because it gets you into the body, out of the mind. Okay, so anywho, my point is those little tiny times that you are saying things that you don't actually believe or you're not actually thinking, that's blocking blessings and it's blocking life force. And that's blocking your true soul family, your true soul tribe from seeing you. Match up your thoughts and your words. And I'm not kidding you, the life force that will come to you when you allow yourself to be in your truth, you allow that fear to come up, you allow it to be processed, and you just sit with it. You sit with the discomfort, you sit with the fear. It will be transformed into life force for you, okay? So keep going, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do just fine, okay? You are awesome. You are fantastic. Find joy every day. Journal. I don't know, whatever. Just get to know yourself. Get to know you, okay? Because you are beautiful and wonderful, and the world needs you in your truest form. We have so many people wearing masks. We have so many people clinging to things outside of them, destroying things because they're so like, we need to come back into our hearts and be our truest self so that we can help each other come back into peace, come back into love, to gratitude, to helping other people, to helping this freaking glorious planet. Okay, so keep going. All right. And it's those little tiny, tiny things that are costing you if you're not in your truth. And start to recognize that. Start to recognize the difference the difference you feel internally when you spoke your truth that day, you stood in your power, versus the days that you didn't. And just tune into that difference that you feel inside. Okay? So I love you. I accept you. And I hope everyone has a freaking fantastic week. Okay, ciao, ciao.